Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so light.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Frederick. Today is Friday, June 14th. This is show number 54. I can't believe it. I'm grateful to be your host, Danny Gurry. We are at 434 subscribers. Oh my gosh, 66 to go to reach 500. The goal is to have reached that by tomorrow, June 15th. I'm not sure what else I can do, but just to say thank you for those who have shared, begged your friends on my behalf, and subscribed. Thank you guys so much. Again, kind of the reason for wanting to grow on YouTube is to help the small businesses and nonprofits and cool people of Frederick to reach more people. I mean, that's what it's all about. It gives them more exposure and more reach. As JFK said, a rising tide lifts all boats. And I try to live that always. All right, Mama Cone and I will be at the Home of Everything Frederick tomorrow from 11 to 2. You can stop by, pick up your new swag. We've got those cute pink tank tops and new t-shirts, just like the one I'm wearing here. Oh, and I got hats. It is a hat day today. I'm getting my hair done, so got the hat done. I don't know if that's too much. Is it too much with the matching hat and shirt? I don't know. I kind of feel like it's like the Texas tuxedo when you wear a jean jacket with jeans. Oh well. We also have magnets and stickers available too, and a few of the OG t-shirts. I'm going to give you a tour of the Home of Everything Frederick as it appeared before the night market. Pretty much every day, the store is completely rearranged. Shannon always has a vision. And when I come in, there's new shelving, new whatever. It is very, very fun to always walk in there. So if you came in early on and haven't been in for a while, you're going to want to check it out. You're going to be able to drop off your new shoes to Souls of Love. You can check out all the baskets that are on raffle right now through Sunday. And if you want to be on Good Morning Frederick, I'm going to be asking people on the street or those who come into the shop some fun questions, and I'm going to feature it on future shows. So stop on in even for just a minute between 11 and 2 tomorrow. And of course, the shop stays open till 7, so we're just first shift. If you prefer to listen to podcasts, well, you can now get Good Morning Frederick on a podcast. You should be able to find it on Amazon Music, iHeart, Spotify, and soon to iTunes. And you can, of course, just go to promocircus.com and you will see it under Everything Frederick Live. On the show today, I sit down with Nick from Beyond Shelter. Formerly, it was called the Religious Coalition, and we talk about the brand name change. And I also sit down with Jenn from Jenn's Uncommon Critters. And boy, are there some uncommon critters in her home. Bob Miller and Chris Michaels join me from WFMD's Morning News Express to cover news, weather, and sports. Plus, as always, I've got all the events. And later, you're going to hear the debut of the theme song for the Home of Everything Frederick. So fun. All right, let's get this Friday kicked off. TGIF. Let's open up this show and let's have a good one. As always, a huge thank you to our show's sponsor, We Help You Move. No matter whether you're going across the street or across the country or maybe just to the next state over, Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make the whole thing easy. We Help You Move is veteran-owned and a huge supporter of the Frederick community. And Nick also has the organization Pulling for Veterans. And we're so excited to be the MC for that free family picnic next Saturday. Today is the last day to register for your free tickets. We will talk about that in the events section of the show. But Nick and We Help You Move are phenomenal. Moving is stressful enough. You need to make it simpler. Get the right people. And We Help You Move. They will help you as well. All right, it's time. Well, I'm a little early. I know, look at my face. I'm a little early. I just looked at my time. I heard you click in. We're going to wait for Chris Michaels for a couple of minutes.
Let's not. He's just, he's just... I need the hat, Danny. I need the hat. I need to go online and buy the hat so I can wear it during the show because, I roll out of bed pretty early in the morning and I think my hair looks good, but I realize I'm on the radio and now I'm not.
I know. It's fun now, right? We have to combine radio with video and all that fun stuff. Are you there? Okay.
Makeup. I need to make.
I don't know what's going on with his internet. Let's see. We're just going to...
Internet great?
It is. It's wonderful. Technology is wonderful. It's a great thing. It is a great thing. So what do you have? What's going on this weekend? Do you know of any fun events?
Anything down in Frederick is fun. Of course, the Keys are home again for a great home stand. They're doing a Star Wars event tomorrow night. And then, of course, they have a Father's Day event. Star Wars event, they're going to have special jerseys that they're going to be wearing that will be auctioned off for Sophie and Madigan's Playhouse.
Oh, that's great. Great organization. Yeah. Hi, Chris. I started a little early. Sorry.
See, that's Bob Miller. He's always early, not just on time, early. Now, he's talking about Darth Vader. We were talking about my asthma issues earlier on today during the show when I'm on the mic, and poor Bob, all morning long, he hears,
oh, yeah.
which sounds like Darth Vader.
Fantastic. That's great radio.
It sure is.
No, it's not.
You only get the most intelligent stuff out of the Morning News Express every morning.
Don't encourage him, please. Don't encourage him.
Goodness. Good. Well, happy Friday to you both.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to say, the hats come in different colors, or is it tan only what we got right now?
So right now I've got gray. I'm very monochrome today, but I got we have khaki, blue, white, and I think there's 5 colors. Yeah. So,
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll save one for you. I got one with your name on it.
I appreciate that.
All right. What's happening in local news, Chris?
Well, we're going to start off over here in beautiful Frederick County. For the second year in a row, the Frederick County Board of Education has reached agreements with all three of its bargaining units. The board approved contracts Wednesday night with the Frederick County Teachers Association, the Frederick Association of School Support Employees, and the Frederick County Administration Supervisory Association. Say that 5 times fast. Salaries were not at the level of what was wanted by every bargaining unit, which it wouldn't be. The FCTA put the agreement to its members as a response to the county's financial situation to avoid layoffs. And the Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration will begin cleaning and painting your tax dollars at work here. The Maryland 125 Old Court Road and Woodstock Road bridge over the Patapsco River in the vicinity of Patapsco Valley State Park and the Baltimore/Howard County line on Monday, June 17th. The project should be complete by early fall, weather permitting. And so they say early fall, that means late winter, right, Bob?
Yeah, right, or early spring.
Yeah. I was giving him benefit of the doubt. Never. A Gaithersburg man was sentenced Wednesday afternoon in Montgomery County Circuit Court to 45 years in prison for fatally shooting his wife in 2020. Now, according to the County State's Attorney's Office, Judge Harry Storm sentenced Alan Price Jr., 45 years of age, who had pleaded guilty in December 2023 to charges of second-degree murder of his wife, Natasha Price. The state's attorney's office said Thursday in a statement. Now, this one was a little odd here. In Loudoun County, the sheriff's office said it was investigating an accidental shooting involving 2 deputies that took place at its firing range and training center Thursday morning. One deputy was hit by gunfire and taken into surgery at the hospital. Chad Quinn, manager of media relations and communications for the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, said the incident occurred around 8:20. So not only is it dangerous for these poor officers to be on the street, but my goodness, even in their own firing range, it's dangerous. Yeah, I know, right? Well, we got some bad news, but Danny, I got some good news.
Yay.
And it involves the weather.
Well, there we go.
Yes. As far as today goes, we'll get a high of 89 with partly cloudy skies during the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms in the early evening isn't out of the question, so just kind of be on the lookout for that. We'll get down to a low of 69 tonight. And getting to the great news, this weekend looks fantastic with sunny skies, high of 83, and no rain in sight, which is a great thing. And to celebrate Father's Day on Sunday, it's looking nice as well. Only difference is we'll have partly cloudy skies, but doesn't look like we'll get some rain either for Father's Day with a high of 87.
Well, that is good news. We like nice weather on the weekends.
I do. And, so grill them steaks or whatever you're going to be grilling for Father's Day would be awesome. So.
Yes. That is funny, though. Fathers do have to cook on Father's Day, you know
They
that?
do, don't they? They do. And we just did a report that most fathers want to be doing something outside.
Yes, yes.
I'm in the lines of my buddy Chris Moore, we called him the Frederick golf guy, who I'm like, leave me alone so I can watch the U.S. Open.
That's right.
That's what I want.
Either watching it or playing golf, I'm assuming, for Sunday. So
Bob's ideal Father's Day, knowing Bob like I do, is sitting there watching golf and eating barbecue ribs. Just don't leave any stains on the couch because the lovely Linda would not like that so much.
Oh, yeah.
I had to go down and change shirt. I had a stain on my shirt this morning. I'm like, I can't let everybody see that, for goodness sake.
Barbecue for breakfast, Bob? It's early in the morning.
Oh, goodness.
Barbecue's good for everything. All right, let's get to the sports out there. The Orioles got a win streak stopped. They matched their season high, but the Atlanta Braves doubled up the Orioles yesterday by a score of 6-3. The Orioles are taking on Philadelphia this weekend at the Yard. Kyle Bradish will take the mound for the Orioles in that 3-game set. Justin Henry Malloy homered and drove in 3 RBIs. The Tigers ended the Nationals' 5-game winning streak with a 7-2 victory on Thursday. Now, the Tigers had lost 5 of 6 while the Nationals were trying to tie their longest winning streak since an 8-game run in 2019. This season they've won. That was the season they won the World Series. Nationals are going to take on the Marlins today. Left-hander Mackenzie Gore will take the mound for them. Frederick Keys, well, they returned home. They got beat by the Trenton Thunder, and actually only one key hit the ball and got a hit. One hit by the Trenton Thunder and a 7-0 home defeat for the Keys on Thursday. But that's okay. They get to open up their new homestand again with a 3-game series with the Williamsport Crosscutters. And speaking of golf, Pinehurst is a bear to tackle. Lightning fast greens, steep runoffs, tricky native areas showed their teeth in the first round. And everybody's chasing Patrick Cantlay and Rory McIlroy. They both finished yesterday with a 5-under par 65. And there you go. That's a look at sports. Danny?
Well, that is wonderful. Not great for all the losers we have, the Orioles, the Nats, and the Keys. Yeah. But, it gives us something to look forward to.
Hey,
if you lose 1 out of 3, that's not bad.
That is true.
You're winning 2 out of 3.
As a Mets fan, I'm always happy when the Nationals lose. Just going to say that. Unfortunately, Danny, I will not be here on Monday. Okay. So the man, the myth, the legend himself, as we call him, Howard Cosell, because he does such a great job with the sports, Bob Miller will do the news.
It is all good. It is all good. Well, I wish you both a very, very happy Father's Day. Happy Flag Day for today. I should have worn my flag T-shirt. Let it fly today. And yes, have a wonderful weekend. Chris, we'll see you when you're back here. Bob, we will see you on Monday.
Thanks, Danny.
There you go. Have a great weekend, everybody.
All right. Want to thank them so much. How fun. Very fun. All right. Let's talk about what I'd like to give you. We've got some great prizes, all thanks to sponsor Thurmont Fireman's Carnival. Starts Monday. And the parade is on the 20th. The pre-sale ride tickets, you can still get them for a limited time. Just $20. Purchase at the Woodsboro Bank in Thurmont, the Wise Market in Thurmont, or Thurmont Country Kitchen. Or you can check the Guardian Hose Company Facebook page. They have a full list there as well. And you can even buy them at some designated times at the fire station. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to be out there on Monday and kicking things off. I haven't been to a carnival yet this year, so I know it is full swing carnival season, and excited to get there for that. Now, today, last day for you to enter to win one of those ride wristbands. I will select all the winners this evening, so text RIDE if you'd like to win that. How about the Fit classes from Fit for Mom? A month of them. You get a month of fitness classes from Fit for Mom if you text FIT. And of course, each week we're giving 5 Maryland Lottery scratch-offs if you text MDL. Now, next week is your final time to register to win for the tan by the month of unlimited spray tanning from Glow by B. So you can text TAN to 888-465-2944 for all of those. You can text them all if you want. We'd love to give you free stuff. It's what it's all about. I'm passing it through. All right, we are going to take a quick break, and then coming up after that, Nick talks about Frederick's biggest needs when it comes to helping the homeless, and Jenn and I talk about all kinds of critters. Plus, you'll hear the new theme song for the Home of Everything Frederick, and we're going to talk about all the events right after this.
All in One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shattered family beyond compare.
Ah, yes. And I'm telling you, I have more earwigs with the songs that we have on now between Good Morning Frederick and Real Estate Goddess. I love it. And you're going to hear a new one with the Home of Everything Frederick soon. A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and it's right here in Frederick. A&S Construction specializes in roofing and siding, plus windows and gutters, patios, and decks. I'm looking forward to on Monday, going to check them out on the job site. I get to see Sandra at work, and I can't wait for that. Can't wait to show you as well. Call 301-703-2157 if you need some work done. Maybe you want a quote. Maybe you've been holding off and need to get stuff done while it's nice out and you're not waiting too long, like closer to fall or winter. Email also info@ansconstruction.net or visit them online. And of course, you can still get that $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. And when you reach out, let Sandra know that you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. All right, let's talk about what's happening in Frederick. Frederick is sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors, serving the area for more than 34 years. Wood floors, luxury vinyl plank, anything that you're going to put on your floors, you need to call Atlas Wood Floors. They're going to help you out. They're going to make sure it's done right, and they're going to make sure they can take care of you. So give them a call today, 301-948-9663. That's 301-948-WOOD. Ask for Jeff. And you can also go to atlaswoodfloors.net to see all about them. Great company. They service the whole area, and they've done some beautiful work. When you give Jeff a call, ask him to show you the pictures of the gorgeous inlay they did. I think it was a restaurant in D.C. Oh my goodness, it was spectacular. All right, well, if you want to know what's happening in Frederick, you got to get the Everything Frederick calendar. You can access it by texting calendar to 888-465-2944. But first, what I want to do is show you the Home of Everything Frederick with the new theme song. But I have to tell you, after this video, I'm going to tell you how the store doesn't look anything like this anymore.
In the heart of downtown, where the streets come alive, there's a place that I found where the good vibes thrive. They got local delights, crafted by loving hands, and the corner just right for charging phone demands. Home of Everything Frederick, come on in and take a seat. Home of Everything Frederick, feel the pulse of every street. Relax, unwind, just take a breath, sip on coffee for goodness sake. Here you'll find what you never knew, something special just for you. Linen scarves and hand-poured soaps, art that revives all your hopes. Every item speaks a tale of the Frederick fairy tale. Home of Everything Frederick, come on in and take a seat, take a seat. Home of Everything Frederick, feel the pulse of every street. Let someone just take a break, sip on coffee for goodness sake. You'll find what you never knew, something special just for you. Million scars and airport soaps, all the revives all your hopes. Every item speaks a tale of the Frederick fairy tale. Home of Everything Frederick, come on in and take a seat, take a seat. Home of Everything Frederick, feel the pulse of every street. Relax, someone just take a break, sip on coffee for goodness sake. Here you'll find what you never knew, something special just for you. Relax, someone just take a break, sip on coffee for goodness sake. Here you'll find what you never knew, something special just for you.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, Of course, I recorded all of that before the night market the other day. Shop is completely rearranged. Shannon loves to keep everything moving around. And of course, we have all the baskets for raffle on display. So if you haven't been in a while, you need to stop by. Actually, even if you were there on Wednesday, come by because everything is rearranged from that. All right. At the Home of Everything Frederick, we're doing a ton for charity right now because that is one of the key things that both Shannon and I are in agreement about, giving back to our community. So, a couple of things. If you have any blank greeting cards or stationery, please drop it off to the Home of Everything Frederick. We're going to be writing letters to veterans and sending them in July. So we want to make sure that they know that they're appreciated and loved. And if you want to write a letter to a veteran and drop it off, you can. We're happy to deliver it for you. But we are looking for some extra stationery and cards. We're going to be taking it to the event on Saturday the 22nd and having people write letters there. Souls of Love. We are collecting new shoes for the kids of Frederick County. You can drop them off to the Home of Everything Frederick when we're open. And if you drop them off before Sunday or by Sunday, for each pair you bring in, you're going to get 2 tickets for our raffle. The baskets are unbelievable. But my goal is to get 200 pairs of new shoes, and I think we can do it for sure. Now, if you're a local business and you want a tax deduction, write a check to Souls of Love, give it to me, and we will convert that check to shoes. So you get the tax deduction, I get the shoe, well, the kids get the shoes, and we get the total to contribute to Julie Gaver's goal of 5,000 pairs of shoes, which I know we can do. All right, and our basket raffle is on display. We have some gorgeous, awesome baskets, many of them well over $700,000 in value, and your raffle ticket is just $5 or a pair of new shoes. All right, so what's going to happen is all this week through Sunday, every time we're open at the Home of Everything Frederick, you can, I'm going to pull up that one slide because it has all the details on how you can send money electronically. Let's see, is it here? Yeah, here you go. All right, so you can send money through Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle. Make sure in the notes somewhere, please put the name of the charity you want your raffle ticket to go in, okay? If I'm just getting $5, I'm just going to blindly choose one and put it in, okay? But the money's all going to great causes, so you don't have to worry about that. And Kristen Wojin said it best. The 50% of what you give goes to the charity of your choice, and then 50% goes to the winning charity. And so that's why this is a friendly competition, okay? And then we invite you all to come to the event at Fingerboard Farm. Now, here's the fun bit. Sunday afternoon, we're going to, after the store closes, we're going to tally where everybody stands in the raffle. So we're going to tell you who is leading and how many raffle tickets the other charities are behind, okay? So it's going to give people about a day and a half to rally the troops to get more tickets sold for their charity. Now on Tuesday from 5 to 8, everyone's invited to the inn at Fingerboard Farm for the grand finale. You can purchase your last minute raffle tickets there up until about 7:15 p.m. And then the raffle tickets will be tallied. Winners of the baskets will be pulled, and we'll be announcing the winning charity. Now, you do not need to be present to win. So if you're purchasing a raffle ticket and you can't attend on Tuesday, it's fine. We get it. No problem. But we'd love for you to join us for some light fare and some beverages as well on Tuesday. All right. So now let's talk about the rest of the events that are going on in Frederick. And let me just pull this up here. Let's get to the calendar or the podcast. We can listen to the podcast while we're here. All right, here is your Everything Frederick event calendar. I did add additional ones here. What did we add? There were some other live music events, but let's see. We've got the Evening Farmers Market in Brunswick, 4 to 7. The Frederick Keys are home, as Bob was saying. And live music at the Cocktail Lab. I've not been there. It is at 55 East Patrick Street from 8 to 10. They have some wild concoctions and sweet tunes. Very cool. Might have to check that out. Now, Saturday is the Rock School Music Fest. And every day I look for this and oh no, I'm on Sunday again. It is Saturday. Oh, I was talking about Saturday. Wait, Friday. Lord have mercy on my soul. Yeah, Saturday. All right, Saturday. Oh, I got confused because of the Superhero Sunday Dad's Climb Free, but at Tree Trekkers, Dad's Climb Free on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, you do need one full paid ticket in order to have Dad climb for free, but he's not going to climb alone, right? You're going to have to climb with him. So get your tickets at Tree Trekkers for that. Getting a little confused. It's been a long week. Obviously, yesterday I said Wednesday when it was Thursday. So, you just got to hang on tight. That's what we do. We white knuckle it. All right. Saturday is the Let There Be Rock Fest, noon to 9 p.m. This benefits Rhythm Changes and tons of live music all day long. It's at the farm, the Amvets Farm, which is located right off 144, actually right next to Tree Trekkers. So why don't you do this? A perfect day for Dad, right? Don't wait till Sunday when everybody else is doing their thing. Say, Dad, let's roll. We're going to first go climb at 10 a.m. We're going to go to Tree Trekkers. We're going to climb, and then we're going to head right next door for the Let There Be Rock Fest. If your dad likes music, what a perfect day. You get outdoors. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. You get to check yourself off the Take Care of Dad Day, and you do it before everybody else. That is the key, my friends. That is the key. All right. So Saturday, I would head there. Of course, the Keys are home again. Sunday is Father's Day for those of you who are going to wait till Father's Day. And so you're going to want to celebrate Dad on that day. You can, of course, go to Tree Trekkers that day, too, for Superhero Sunday. That goes from 10 to 6. This is the final day for you to purchase your raffle tickets at the Home of Everything Frederick, right? So the shop will be open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. That's the last day to do it. Today is the last day to register for the Veterans Family Fun Day, which is coming June 22nd. I am honored to be the MC for that event. All you have to do is text tickets to 240-285-4487 and let Michelle know how many people will be attending. Now, you want to bring your pop-up tent or blanket and chairs. The Burkittsville Ruritan does have some cover, but not enough for, I think it was close to 400 people that will be coming. And it is free food and family fun all afternoon for our veterans and first responders and their families. All right, if you have an event you want to include on our calendar, just email me, everythingfredericklive@gmail.com, and I'm happy to add it. All right, one more quick break, and then we're going to check out the critters with Jen, and we're going to talk with Nick about Beyond Shelter, and that comes up just right after this.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
yes, there's Tree Trekkers. Now, I'm not sure if you can use that 10% off when you get the free ticket for Dad. I don't know if that is possible, but maybe if a couple of you are going, you buy your one full price ticket, you get Dad's ticket, and then you can buy everybody else's separately and maybe save the 10% when you use GMF. How about that? All right, let's talk about who's doing good in the neighborhood. Beyond Shelter was formerly called the Religious Coalition, and Executive Director Nick Brown sits down with me to talk about the rebrand and some of the issues that our community is facing in the near stage. Here's Nick. I am at the former Religious Coalition,
Indeed.
and now Beyond Shelter Frederick,
Sure.
with Nick, the Executive Director, and 14 years you've been here.
14 long years, indeed.
Yeah, some days I'm sure feel like 14 years, and then
sure.
I'm sure it passes pretty quickly.
Yep.
What were you doing before you became the Executive Director?
Sure. I was here, actually started here in 2010, not as the ED, but as a person to come in and to revamp the services. We were very much a grassroots organization prior to that. So they needed somebody to come in, professionalize the services, make us a little more grant competitive, and we did just that. So
Okay.
we came in at an interesting time in 2010. There were a lot of housing resources that were diminishing at the time, from the municipality level. We filled that gap and have really filled that gap since then. So
Okay.
It's been an interesting ride.
And so what job were you doing when you came in to this position?
Director of Client Services and Family Shelter. That
Okay.
morphed into that
Sure.
as well. And then a short stint as the COO and then CEO shortly thereafter.
Okay,
So.
okay. What was it about the organization where you said, you know, this is where I'd like to hang my hat for a day or two or 14 years?
Sure. Well, crazy enough, next year I will have been in something related to human services for about 30 years.
Wow,
So I started
okay.
as a 15-year-old working with city programs that were looking at the inner city children, that were working with some of the public housing units and otherwise. So that's where I really started cutting my teeth.
Gotcha.
Moved up through those ranks there for a while, and then a position came open in the then Frederick Community Action Agency. And I spent about a decade there dealing with on-the-streets homelessness. So I was the outreach and transportation coordinator at that point, where we would go out and look at do outreach to street level, to riverbeds, to the woods, to the campsites, things like that. So really cut my teeth on a lot of aspects of poverty-related solutions and homelessness at that point. So I stayed until I had to flee for a little while. I wanted to get out of human services for a little bit, and then got my degree in audio engineering of all things, and
Wow.
then came back to.
I might need you.
So,
I might
yeah,
need you.
we'll set up a
well,
rig
if you ever
here.
need a, yeah.
From there, there was a position that came open here and interested me coming back to the Frederick area, and been here.
You've changed the brand
Yep.
from Religious Coalition to Beyond Shelter. I mean, it makes sense to me. But what was the reasoning? What was the thought process behind all of that?
Sure, there were three main reasons that we that ultimately convinced the board and staff and otherwise management to make the change. One and most important was inclusivity. There were a lot of folks who have had bad history with religion,
Sure.
or are not religious at all, and seeing the name thought that they would have to engage in some level of mandated activity, which has never been required here. So tragically, we had people not engage us for services who otherwise need it, would vital services. So that was the main
Makes
reason
sense.
there. The second one was of missional clarity. We oftentimes, as the Religious Coalition, would get confused for the rescue mission, which rhymes and is a stone's throw away from our campus. We've had people showing up here for them, and vice versa.
Right.
So really to stand out, to make sure that clarity was there. We added some questions into our last strategic plan that asked the questions outright. Do you think we're a faith-based organization? What does that mean to you? And what we heard back were a variety of answers that really cemented the fact that there's a lot of confusion about
Cloudy,
what we
yeah.
are. So that was the reason number two. And the third one was of a vital, timely need, and that's a funding. There's only so many funds and competitive resources that nonprofits here in Frederick can go for. and we were oftentimes shot down and given no other consideration past seeing a name. So folks that don't fund religious programs, even though we're not technically a religious, see the name and then it was all over with.
Right.
So funding availability was the third main reason. So clarity, access, and funding competition were all. It was a
all
no-brainer
makes
for
perfect
us.
sense, right? It really does. How are you finding the population here in Frederick County? Is it growing? Are your needs growing? What are you guys seeing over the last few years?
Sure. The last 4 years have been really wild ride for us here. We were the primary pass-through for a lot of the federal rental assistance that came through, and we went from a $1.7 million budget in the beginning of 2020 to suddenly an $8 million organization almost overnight.
Whoa.
Which we had to flex a lot of the infrastructure, we had to create staffing, we had to create policy very, very quickly to be able to respond. From that point on, we'd really been off to the races with some level of, I think it was 8, 11, $5 million budgets in the last 3 years. Really volatile spikes of income that are tough to plan for.
Right.
And moreover, not necessarily to plan how to distro. That was easy. It's what happens when all that money's gone.
Right, yeah.
And we're there
And
now.
how are we going to get it? Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I
Gonna
continue not to have a
replenish.
hairline today, because we're
Right.
we're really up against it.
Yeah.
We have staff that we had to swell up, and now those funds are not there.
Right.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
And that's where we find ourselves literally right now. Day-to-day fight on how do we keep a vital resource for the community alive, and then how do we keep unfurling the hose to spray the service water?
Right.
That's been the big challenge here.
Yeah.
So every day we make successes and there's setbacks and otherwise, so we just keep on plotting forward. So.
Yeah,
So
that's got to be tough, because when you get that money and then you staff and you do things accordingly, you add programming. When you can't replenish, then that means, unfortunately, things need to be cut, and those are difficult situations. I'm sure decisions that we leave to you. So how can the Frederick community help you right now?
This is something that we've tried to really wage a rental assistance, keeping a rental assistance program going. There, we've expended about $2.8 million in just the last year, the last gasp of that, those programmatic dollars. And the scary part is that the need hasn't tamped.
Right.
We still see 30 to 40 people per week come through. And these are not the pre-COVID rents that we're dealing with, right? We've seen really unfortunate averages of places that were $1,000 pre-COVID are now $1,500, $1,700 post with no change other than just the lease number.
Right.
Trying to figure out ways to keep staffing here, to keep those direct service dollars combined to distribute. So really any resources able to be found are widely appreciative. We're trying to find, and it's not that we haven't looked everywhere, right? But with the rebrand, the one opportunity that does kind of refresh are those corporate foundations, right?
Okay.
Those places that have shot us down before. We can go back to those, and it's not lucrative money, but it's definitely enough patchwork to try to keep us fighting along. So that's one thing. Definitely advocacy. Echoing the organization in individual spheres, whether it's civic groups or your Facebook groups or all those other places that there's a lot of communication, getting the organization in people's mouths, right? Understanding that it's not what you thought it was before, and that we are very much a on the ground, day-to-day fighting type of organization. That's one of the huge way. Get the word of mouth right is a big way that the public at large can help. And obviously contributions, right?
Sure.
That's a big thing that keeps the doors open and keeps us moving.
Yeah, so I know it's probably, the general populace fundraising and things like that is obviously not the biggest source of your revenue, but do you guys are you doing fundraising on a one-to-one level sort of thing?
We are a couple different arms there. We are doing major supporter one-on-ones, letting folks know the reality of the day and kind of any changes that are occurring in real time. We also have a few different appeals going out to really help to try to solidify that as well. And we're also finding ourselves in an interesting place of kind of evolution where we have been we have a very loyal donor base, a very, very giving, generous donor base. What we don't necessarily have is a younger donor base. Younger generations' views on religion and otherwise. How do we break into a new demographic where that younger generation is largely contributing to climate control and things of that nature?
20-somethings who are very socially conscious, right? And they really do want to help, but you have to kind of meet them where they are right now, right? Most of them are not the $5,000 donors, but they'll give $100 a month, right?
And tell their buddies about it, and that the crowdfunding goes a long way.
Exactly, yeah. So I totally get that. If there was one thing you kind of want Frederick to understand about Beyond Shelter, if they walked away with one thing, what would that be?
That's an interesting question. I think that we're here for whatever the need is. We have a responsibility to the people of this community, be it the folks who are experiencing homelessness and in our program or vulnerable to it. We're here to help whatever that emergency need is.
Yeah, and so your primary focus is housing.
It's
but obviously
in
it comes
one
with all
direction.
the other things, right?
Sure.
So do you work in partnership with the other organizations in Frederick as well to help outside that scope?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are part of the continuum of care here locally that really addresses the homeless needs and HUD guidance and all that. The best practice that HUD then provides for communities, we then echo. Funders are oftentimes happy to fund the water, but not the hose. Right? That's a metaphor I've echoed many times because
Frederick is just a terrible place to be living right now with the cost of housing.
Sure.
Do you look outside Frederick for housing opportunities, or you really do try to keep people within?
So here's a scary little fact. As rental assistance was dwindling here, we were taking up advocacy positions, which we've been on that stump for a while.
Sure.
A lot of a regular destination for folks that have been priced out of Frederick for many years was to go west to Washington County, specifically to Hagerstown. Hagerstown has now seen an exponential shift in their housing costs.
Right.
So they're not only that, but they've hit their funding cliff a while ago. What we find is that if folks can't afford here, they will attempt to go west or have previously gone. If they can't find housing there, where do they go?
Right.
So there's kind of this, highway shuffle, go north, go east, go west to try to find stuff, but then you start losing, your familiarity, your network, your
other
support,
services,
100%, your family and the whole, the whole nine. So it's a really unfortunate, perfect storm that kind of bubbles up with the a single lack here then affects downrange.
Of course, yeah. How do you feel like this will correct itself?
Well, it won't correct itself. That's the scary part, right?
Yeah,
This is
true.
not something that's going to self-resolve. I think it's going to take a number of steps. Base income has not changed, right? Rents have not been controlled, and the amount of people in the area that require affordable housing is not in parallel with the availability of affordable housing.
Yeah.
So you have to attack one or all three of those things before anything gets better. And until you get to that place, you have to be able to have emergency services to keep people stable. Otherwise, you run the risk of really jettisoning those who get priced out. And that's a shame for the people who want to live and call Frederick home.
Yeah. Where can people get more information about the organization?
About us, definitely the website, bsfred.org. We definitely lean into the new acronym.
Yeah.
Very
good.
We're aware of it. I made a statement in my rollout speech that you can't out BS us.
Yeah.
It's tongue in cheek. We're definitely lean into the beyond.
You gotta play into it.
Exactly.
You gotta lean in.
Deal with a lot of heavy depressing things.
Sure.
So we keep it light.
Yes.
Right? We try to keep levity wherever possible.
I appreciate your time. I know how busy you are, and I think it's really important for people of Frederick, if they weren't familiar before, to get familiar now, and hopefully we can get you some new, younger people on board to support Beyond Shelter.
Indeed.
I want to thank Nick very much.
Thank you, Danny.
All right, want to thank Nick, and it's really, interesting how so much is interwoven in our nonprofits and our community of Frederick, but all doing great things. All right, are you ready to see some critters? Well, let's see who is making the market. Well, Jenn and her family got into the business of critters a few years ago, and now Jenn's Uncommon Critters not only does birthday parties and events, but also education and adoptions and rescue. Let's check the critters out, and let's meet Jenn. Here with Jenn, Jenn's Uncommon Critters. I just got the tour when she said, you might want to come a little early and get the tour, and I thought, I'm telling you, it is unbelievable. So I guess my first question is, who started between you and Brian? Were you guys married already and you started collecting, or you were already interested in?
A little bit of both. So
Yeah.
when we started getting this crew, who are now our ambassador crew together, we were already married. We were living in this location. And it actually started, so as a kid, I grew up with animals. We had rabbits and guinea pigs and cats, and we were in 4-H, so we showed too.
Oh,
we
right.
showed rabbits and things. And Brian didn't have animals as a kid. So when we got married, and he's like, oh, you like animals, we can start getting some. And then when we moved to this location, we had plenty of room for critters. So our first big interaction with reptiles was actually at a birthday party for our niece and nephew. They had a reptile party with a wonderful lady out of Pennsylvania, and it was such a big hit. We ended up having, the girls wanted to have their own, and then fell in love, and then we got our first snake, and then we got some more snakes, and then it kind of rolled. We already had a couple guinea pigs at that time, so we kind of started building our collection with the different snakes and lizards and things, and we hit a point where we would tell anybody that would listen everything we could about our animals. We've done lots and lots and lots of research. We had learned a lot of things about them. And I'm a teacher. So Brian and my mom told me that I should go and teach people, have fun, do birthday parties. I'm like, well, maybe we'll do it a little bit for fun. We'll do birthday parties for family and friends, see how it goes. Well, as we did that, more people kind of got interested as they learned about it, friends of friends. And we thought, well, let's start an LLC and we'll do it, the right way. And as we started building that up and getting more people interested, people started asking us about taking animals. And that's when we started to realize that there aren't many rescues in Maryland or the surrounding areas for specifically reptiles and things considered small small exotics. So we decided to take a look at what it would take, and I think within 9 months we had completely shifted our focus. So now we do the rescue and the education side, because both pieces go hand in hand and are needed in this area.
People purchase some of these animals because their kids want them or whatever it is, or they think it would be cool and don't realize what it really takes to keep them healthy and in a good place and all that good stuff.
My original dream lizard was the dragon. I got one of those. Then I wanted my next dream lizard was a skink. I have one of those. And then a tegu. The problem with tegus is they have such a big enclosure. It's like, where are we going to house them? And then Bud happened to come across recently in the last year as needing a forever home. He had been rehabbed by a gentleman we know, and he is a special case in which he's never been in an enclosure, so he's set up very carefully to make sure he still has all the requirements he needs. But he is one of the very social, loves to be out, doesn't mind interacting with humans, lizards. So he's one of our favorites to take out. He's one of my favorites to work with.
So pretty.
And he's a really cool animal. But I love all of them, but I can honestly say he's my favorite one.
So with the adoption side, how does that work?
So I actually modeled our adoption process off of Frederick County Animal Controls, because I really like the way they handle things. And what we do is we have our animals listed on our website, and you can also access our application page there. And when you fill out the application, we read through it, and then we'll contact you to set up an interview, either in person or via Google Meet. And then we go through and ask questions to clarify. We give you any answers to questions you might have, help you make sure you have all the background information and resources you need. And then we ask for you to have your cage set up and ready before you pick up your animal. You really want to ensure that you have the knowledge you have, and they're going to a place that's going to be able to take good care of them and get them in a better situation than they may have been in before.
Hi. What is feeding like here?
It's a routine, and every day here is a routine. It's step by
Yeah.
step. We get up, we have animals and certain things that are done in the morning, certain things that are done in the evening. Our 2 children help us with a lot of the chores. They flip-flop jobs each week, so they all have certain things they do. And it's just, it depends on who is in need of feeding. So like the lizards are all bugs, so the leopard geckos get fed every 2 days at the moment. The bearded dragons are every 2 to 3 days, depending on schedules. And then with the snakes, it depends on the snake. Some eat, like Oreo here, she eats once a month, but others eat once a week.
Yeah.
Some eat once every other week. So it kind of depends. We keep a board that tracks everybody so we can keep track of who ate when last and then who is due.
How have you continually learned about a lot of these animals that you may not have had in the first place?
Well, lots of research through different avenues. We do follow several people on YouTube who are very experienced in the reptile world, and we watch a lot of videos and read a lot of articles. Online, one of the big ones we check into and follow is reptophiles.com. So she's a herpetologist, and she does a lot of research, and when new information comes out, she looks closely at it and even tests it out, and she'll explain in her blogs and things what is good about this or what is still needs to be figured out about it. So she's very informative. Brian is our YouTube guy, so he follows those and then goes, oh, here, watch this. There's some great information here. So it's just lots of research. And then our experiences too. Like we've learned several things over the last several years with working with these animals, and things that work out well and things that don't work out well. We had a ball python who we upgraded to a larger enclosure, and he flat out stopped eating on us. Not necessarily in his normal hunger strike room. And then when we put him back into a smaller, more compact enclosure with the hides, he went back to eating. So he felt safer.
Kind of like a security blanket, I guess, for them. How many total animals do you have here right now?
We're over 100. I know that much. I was looking to Brian because he had done a count not too long ago.
And how many are adoptable that you're looking to adopt out?
That number tends to fluctuate, but we're at about 30 right now.
You were telling me, which I didn't even realize, about the guinea pigs, that there's like this huge problem with all these guinea pigs and not enough people that want to adopt them,
Guinea pigs got really popular at one point, and I think a lot of people thought about, oh, these guys are easy, put them in, give them food and water, you don't have to do a lot. They're very social animals, so they either need to be in a pair or a group, and they do need interaction. The more you interact with them, the better they are. But they're also rodents, part of the rodent family, so they're messy. So it takes a lot. You have to keep up with the cleaning, because if you don't keep their cage clean, they can end up with bumblefoot and other illnesses and skin irritations. So you clean them at the very, very least once a week. It's always better to do more often if you can for their health. But I think that's what catches a lot of people off guard, because they take a little more maintenance than originally expected. And they live 5 to 8 years generally, too.
Yeah, I think that guinea pig is kind of like the entry drug of animals, right, for people. I think, when their kids say they want something, I think you're right. People think, oh, I just get a cage and I set it up and my kid's 5 and it's going to be great. But then when that kid's 8, 9, 10, they're like, what are we going to do with this? So you must be on a speed dial for a lot of people.
We get lots of inquiries. We get a lot of inquiries through Facebook. We get email inquiries as well. And our business number has been picking up use ever since it went live. We actually get phone calls for surrenders. We get phone calls for vet recommendations. And we have even gotten quite a few phone calls lately for wildlife. And while we love animals, we don't work with wildlife. We don't work with native species, because you can only have a very select number of native species, 2 in the state of Maryland. After that, you have to have different licensing for that.
I don't think I asked you, how long have you been doing the public part of this? Like when your business was set up and then you were out and about?
So when we actually started with we're going to do birthday parties and things in the very beginning, that was May of 22. So it's actually been 2 years of that. And then when we made the move to let's put the rescue piece in, We got our original 501c3 in April of 23. We did go through a name change, so we had to change the name across everything, but everything was fully caught back up and ready to go at the very end of last year, beginning of this year. So we're now all of our paperwork is back where it should be good to go.
Everything is
but
good
we've
to go.
been doing animal education things for 2 years now.
Yeah. Okay.
And the rescue officially as a rescue for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great. If there was one thing you'd want people of Frederick to know about what you're doing, what would you want that to be?
If you are struggling, if you are having issues with an animal, if you need to find a new place for it, be sure to reach out to a rescue or even our animal control. Frederick County Animal Control does work with animals like this, and I know people get scared to take certain animals to them. We are here to help, and if it's just you need help with a certain situation, you don't know how to adjust or fix something, we can give guidance. And when we have room at our rescue, we can accept intakes at times as well.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm like,
That's all good. You're like, yep, that's enough.
if you do have an animal that you can't care of, and then what I meant to get at with that was, please don't release it.
Yeah.
Please never release an animal into the wild. Call either a wildlife rehabber. They can give guidance as well. Call animal control, call us, and we will give you guidance. Because if you release these animals into the area, you're in most cases giving them a death sentence.
Yeah,
because they
for
don't.
sure.
If they're a pet, they don't know how to survive on their own. They're not good at that hunting piece. But many animals that are pets are also not native species.
Right.
In most cases.
Yeah.
And when you introduce a non-native species, you introduce a lot of issues to the environment as well, and put the animals in danger.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How many of these are foster fails for you? Like that kind of came in as adoptable, and then you said, nope, we're keeping them.
None have actually failed for us personally. Well, 2. Who are you thinking? Brownie and Marshmallow, the guinea pigs. So I guess in a way they were foster fails. They were 2 of our original guinea pigs that came in, and there's just been no interest in them. But they also turned out to be 2 of the biggest guinea pigs we've ever seen, and 2 of the most social. And we started, they'd been around long enough, we took them out to a couple events, and they didn't run and hide. And so they started to really show some personality. And we decided to take them on officially as animal ambassadors. So technically, they failed because they were just really great for the program, and they're very social with people too.
So you have the rabbits. I can't, and I'll show the pictures I took. Humongous.
Max.
He is humongous. He is like what you dream of when you're a kid and you read the stories of Peter Rabbit or whatever. How big is he?
So Max is probably close to 12 pounds at this point. He's bigger than a lot of small dogs. And he's the biggest sweetheart. He loves to go out. If you put him on a leash, he'll walk around. Like, you can't really walk him, but he'll wander around and he'll find the dandelions and the good vegetables and things that he can chew on, grasses, weeds. And he likes to be pet. He doesn't mind people coming to him. He is just one of the biggest sweet love bugs, and he was very clearly someone's pet, and he either escaped or was let go. And he's litter box trained, which makes all the better with a big bunny like him.
Right.
And he just, like I said, he likes to be out and about, so he makes a great ambassador animal as well.
Yeah. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you no matter what they need?
Facebook on a messenger is a great way to get us. We have email as well. We have info@jensuncommoncritters.org or rescue@jensuncommoncritters.org, depending on what you need. And we also have a phone number that can be called and texted.
Well, we really appreciate the time today. It's fascinating. And I think you guys have from sugar gliders all the way to tarantulas. So you still do go out and about and do events and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and people can find out where you're going to be if it's a public event. Obviously, you guys have that listed.
We do. We have we put the events up on Facebook. We're actually probably going to flood our Facebook page here in a few days with a whole bunch of things to add to it. And then we do list our events on our website as well.
Very good. Well, appreciate the time. Check out Jenn's Uncommon Critters, whether you're looking for a birthday party or whether you have an animal to surrender or want to adopt. They've got it all for you right here. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So, I know, you do not like the way.
All right, want to thank Jen and all. I was staring at all those critters and not paying attention. But anyway, all right, ran a little over today, although I'm not really on a time limit, but I know you guys are. Got to get your Friday going. Coming up Monday, Shauna Mulcahy from the ARC of Frederick County. She sits down with me to discuss her passion, which is helping people. And Possum Pets, sponsored by Pet and Home Care, will be back with a new adoptable pet. We're on all the socials, and of course, subscribe. I know, I'll stop talking about this maybe after September when we hit the 1,000, but right now, trying to get to that 500 number. Have a happy weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Have a great, spectacular, fun weekend. It is Friday, Frederick. Enjoy.
From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your home